Guys, welcome back to another podcast. You've probably noticed there's this mic here now. There was definitely some audio issues my first go around, but luckily I have this USB-C mic, which I bought actually years ago because I used to make rap songs for fun. That's probably a different video. I don't make rap songs anymore, but I still have the mic and the pop filter, so that's pretty cool. But this video's topic is about how my interest in fashion design and like the time I spent studying it, I feel like how that helped me generally in life focus better and get work done. You might have detected a theme with this series of videos of taking two seemingly disparate things and creating connections between them. But I thought that would make for interesting content, or at least interesting titles that might get people interested. So with that being said, getting right into it, I feel like I've always been pretty interested in fashion and clothing and trends and all that stuff. But where the intersection of where it helped me like study better, even like get better at applying to jobs, is the part where actually I would say like my psychology degree came in. With like classical conditioning. I remember there was a point in time, I forget if I was maybe like a junior in college or a senior, but like kind of the end of school where life's getting kind of real and you realize you need to get a job, or at least thinking more seriously about that fact. And like a lot of people that I've spoken to, you realize like applying to jobs is not very enjoyable and it's not very much fun, and it's a huge time sink. It takes up a ton of time, and most of the applications you send out that you spend hours reviewing and filling out you never hear back, or they never come back. So what I tried to do, I remember thinking, well, I really enjoy spending my time on the internet, like perusing fashion forums, literally scrolling through like hundreds of pages of like clothing, like whether it's Supreme or Stussy or any of the brands that were really popular like back in like 2014. And I had no problem doing that. And I thought about it. I was like, maybe if I had tried to like trick my brain or pretend that I was looking at like fashion when I'm in reality staring at job applications and like filling out all of my information and going over my resume and all that, it would make the process more enjoyable. And really what I wanted to try and do is like the same thing with Pavlov's dogs, where he created an association with the dogs between a whistle and like feeding time. So I was like, well, I learned about this psychological theory in school where you can like condition an animal, and in reality human brains work very similar as far as like creating connections and psychological motivations. So I tried to over time meld and condition my brain to think or react the same way it did to studying fashion design and clothing as I did when I was looking for jobs and applying and researching companies, because it was like pulling teeth when I first tried to like sit myself down and go through applications. Like I would, I feel like a lot of us, we had the best intentions. You're like, oh, I'm going to do 50 applications today and blah, blah, blah. And it never happens. So I would just do different things. Like I would literally pretend in my mind as I was scrolling through jobs, like that I was looking at clothing, or then I would just try to time it where I would do like half an hour of looking at clothing and articles and blogs, and then immediately flip to half an hour of doing applications and looking at companies, and flip back and forth and back and forth. And honestly, over time, over probably like weeks or months, I actually started to feel the same euphoria psychologically when I was researching jobs and applying as I did from fashion. It was the craziest thing. I don't know if that's reproducible for other people like it was for me, but it was really transformational for my life, because I've tried to apply that same conditioning technique to a lot of things in my life, like coding I talked about before. A lot of times if I am trying to learn something new, or I need to focus on something that's not immediately interesting to me, it can't really grasp my attention and hold it, I try to find something that's either similar or something that I just genuinely enjoy doing, and then try to create that association. Another area in my life where I feel like I apply that and I've seen good results is if I want to focus and study and I'm having a lot of trouble, I will wear my work badge. I have to wear like a little necklace with the badge on it for work. And I feel like, again, it's just a psychological mind game. But when I put on the badge, I feel like I'm at work, even if I'm sitting in my room or sitting in my bed. And I feel like it does help me focus better. Like I've read that's the same power behind like uniforms, besides the fact that it helps you clearly identify who people are in society, whether you're like a fireman or police officer or military soldier. The uniform also has like an effect on the person doing the job. It makes them feel like they are that person. So yeah, I would be interested if anyone tries this technique and it works for them. So comment below or reach out to me on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one.